All right, we're going to look at multiplying decimal numbers with these two examples here. And let's go through this three-step process. So the first step, it says multiply the two numbers as if they were whole numbers. So we'll see that actually the process is very similar to multiplying with whole numbers, but then there's this extra step when we just have to deal with the decimals at the end. So we're towards the end. So we have 3,764. Remember, we're treating it as whole numbers, so just kind of ignore the decimal at this point. And we're going to multiply that by 21. If we ignore the decimal, we'd have 21. So this is what we're multiplying together. If we were doing that, we would have 1 times 3,764, which would give us this. And then we have 2 multiplied by 3,764. So we need the placeholder. Sometimes you put a 0 in here, or you can just put a space and remember to start right here. So 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 6 is 12. And then we have 2 times 7 is 14. And remember, we had 12, so we carried the 1, so that's 15. And then, so we carried another 1 because we had 15, so that's 2 times 3 is 6, so that would actually be 7. All right, and then we add the numbers together. Remember, we're still just multiplying, we're still going through the process of step 1. We're multiplying the two numbers. And so we would have 4, 8 plus 6 is 14. So we carried the 1, and then we have 8, 9, 10, carried the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, 5 is 9, and then 7. So 79,044. This is what we would have if we were actually multiplying 3,764 by 21. But we're not doing that. So this is where step 2 comes into play. We count the total number of decimal places in the two original numbers. So we in the first number, this first number, 3.764, there's 3 decimals. In the second number, there's 1 decimal. So in total, we have 4 decimals. Okay, so so in the product, place the decimal points so that the number of decimal places is the same as the number in step 2. So we have 4 total decimals. That's what we determined step 2. So we place the decimal points so the number of decimals is 4. So we would place the decimal right here, since that would give us 4 decimals. And if necessary, insert zeros in front of the left-hand digit to provide enough decimal places. So see example G. So that doesn't really come into play in this problem. So we're actually done after 3A. So our final solution is 7.9044. And as usual, if the problem instructs you to round to a certain amount of decimal places, do so. All right, let's look at example G. Example G, we are going to do the same exact thing. And imagine that these two numbers, in step 1 it says multiply the two numbers as if they were whole numbers. So that would be 3,764 and from this number here, and then 0.0021. So if this was a whole number, we were just ignoring the decimals, this would be 21. It's like we're multiplying the same thing together here. We know already that this is 79,044 from the previous problem, example F. So we don't have to do that work over again. But now the difference here is the amount of decimals. Not here. This is still 3 decimals. And this, in this case, is 4 decimals. This is 4 decimals, not 1 decimal this time. So 4 decimals. So now we have a total of 7 decimals. Okay, so 7 total decimals instead of 4. So so we want our final solution to have 7 decimal places. So notice that we have only 5 numbers here. So we would actually want to have 2 placeholders. This is where 3b comes into play, and then the decimal. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decimal places. And if you want, you can put a 0 before. And there we go. We have our final solution. So hopefully that makes sense, how now we have 7 decimals. And this is our final solution. All right, let me know if you have any concerns. I'll be more than happy to help.